Hi, I'm Jahns from the Chicago Sun-Times, and I'm joined here in Bourbonnais by my colleague Patrick Finley. All right, Pat, the Bourbonnais portion of Bears training camp is over. The bags are packed, veterans are going home, everybody's going home. The first training camp in Bourbonnais under John Fox is over. Just your first takeaway. To me, it was the physicality. Every single day these guys were going at it. The final day was very intense. Jeremiah Ratliff and Will Montgomery almost coming to blows, or actually I think Jeremiah Ratliff actually took a swing. That stands out to me, just the physical nature of a John Fox camp compared to the last 2 years under Mark Trestman.
Well, what stands out to me is that John Fox wanted it this way today. You know, the last day of camp is always a little chippy. Guys are hot and annoyed with each other and ready to fight. And John actually made his practice more physical, knowing that that was going to happen. I think that that's such a departure from what Mark Trestman said. If you remember, Mark Trestman hated fighting because it pushed back the time schedule of practices. You know, here John Fox, I don't want to say encouraging it, but he's not shying away from it. And you were right. You know, there was a lot of chippiness today. Jeremiah Ratliff is probably the most noteworthy one because, you know, he probably never calmed down. You know, the last 45.
That included a long talk with John Fox.
And with Kyle Long and with a bunch of different emissaries trying to get him to chill out. And that never really happened. I mean, he was kind of stomping around on the sideline for the last 40 minutes of camp.
Well, it's all part of the change of culture here. You know, getting this physicality out of this football team again. Because let's be honest, after the two worst defensive seasons in history, becoming a poor running team last year, this team has to change on and off the field.
Right, and you know, one thing that people forget is, you know, the Mel Tucker defenses didn't tackle very well at all, and the only way to fix tackling is to actually tackle people, and that's something that John Fox is focused on. You know, we talk about the running game too. The health of the offensive line is only going to help, but yeah, I mean, we saw guys mixing it up today and all through camp, and that's a very palpable change.
As far as players who impressed me and you, look, Shane McClellan had his first strong training camp ever. I mean, this is a guy who was a 4-3 defensive end a couple years ago. He looks comfortable, confident as a 3-4 inside linebacker. Jared Allen has made a transition faster to outside linebacker than I thought he would. Eddie Royal was starting nearly every single day, making big plays. How about you?
I think Eddie Royal was probably the MVP of camp. I think Christian Jones looked really well. He made a great play today in the end zone and got mobbed by what seemed like 28 different teammates. You know, you look at the offensive line, Kyle Long is so steady and so good that I think we talk about him less than we should probably. And, you know, Matt Forte is just, you know, he's such a professional, and it's something that probably doesn't get brought up enough, but I think he's looked great, especially going into what could be his final season as a Bear.
As far as players to keep an eye on for the rest of the preseason, I'm looking at John Bostic. Didn't really have the best game against the Miami Dolphins. Kind of had an up and down camp. If he's really going to push Christian Jones or Shane McClellan inside linebacker, he really has to get going here.
Yeah, I think you're being generous. I think he struggled in camp. You look at somebody like Ryan Mundy, who is steady, but you know, for whatever reason, the Bears seem to be turning to every safety but him in the starting lineup lately. I'd watch him. I'd also watch Jay Cutler. You know, Jay, you know, went something like 11 practices without throwing an interception in team drills. Finally did the other day. Jay's had a really, really good time in Bourbonnais. I mean, his camp at Bourbonnais has been great. Then again, it was last year too, and that didn't necessarily translate.
All right, so we're done here in Bourbonnais. Thanks for watching this Bears Beat video for the Sun-Times. He's Patrick Finley. I'm Jahns.